Today we will start next mathematical tool, that is differentiation. Okay, differentiation, that is change of one quantity with respect to other, change of one function with respect to other, or change of one variable with respect to other variable. So for example, एखादा ग्राफ है, so here see, as x increases y will increase, as x increases y will increase, or as x increases y increases. That means x depends on y, or change in y corresponds to change in x, or change in y with respect to change in x. So कसा आपण म्हणू शकतो की see here in this triangle, if this is theta, मॅथमॅटिक्स मध्ये तुम्ही बघणार आहात स्टेट बोर्ड पीपल, ज्यांचं 10वी मध्ये स्टेट बोर्ड होतं, त्यांना स्लोप हा एक कन्सेप्ट झाला. अँड फॉर सीबीएसई पीपल who have completed their 10th class in CBSE, those people are going to study in 11th class mathematics. What is slope? So slope, that is m, denoted by m, is the tan of the acute angle, tan of the angle that line makes with the x-axis, positive x-axis, tangent of the angle that line makes with the positive x-axis. याला काय म्हणायचं? स्लोप म्हणायचं. म्हणजे आता सपोज ही लाईन आहे, सो पॉझिटिव्ह एक्स ऍक्सिस सोबत म्हणजे इकडून मेजर करायचं अँड दॅट इज थीटा. सो या थीटाचा जर टॅन घेतला, सो टॅन्जंट ऑफ अँगल दॅट लाईन मेक्स विथ पॉझिटिव्ह एक्स ऍक्सिस. पॉझिटिव्ह एक्सिस सपोज लाईन जर अशी असेल तर पण इकडूनच पकडायचा. तुम्ही म्हणणार असेल इथं ओरिजिन आहे आणि दिस लाईन इज निगेटिव्ह, दिस साइड इज निगेटिव्ह, असं नाही, पॉझिटिव्ह साइड कडून मेजर करायचा. मला इथून पण मेजर करता येतो ना, हा अँगल आणि हा अँगल तर सेमच आहे, कारण दोन लाईन वर अँगल काय असतं, अँगल सेमच आहे. ठीक आहे, सपोज लाईन इज लाईक दिस, अशी लाईन असेल, सो दिस विल बी युअर अँगल, दिस विल बी युअर अँगल थीटा. सो अँगल बिटवीन line and positive x-axis, या साइड में मेजर करायचं. and tangent of this angle is slope. Tangent of this angle is slope. Now see, if I write, suppose this point is x1 comma y1, suppose this point x1 comma y1, and suppose this point is x2 comma y2. This point is x2 comma y2. Now tell me, for this point we have traveled x1 distance along x-axis. बरोबर आहे, हा पॉइंट इकडून इकडे x1 डिस्टन्स वरती, and this point x2 comma y2 is at a distance x2 from y-axis when measured along x-axis. So distance of first point from y-axis measured along x-axis is x1, and distance of second point from y-axis measured along x-axis is x2. कारण आपण इकडे x1 जाणार त्यावेळी हा पॉइंट येणार, इकडे x2 जाणार त्यावेळी हा पॉइंट येणार. So what is the distance between these two points? Horizontal distance किती असेल? हे horizontal distance किती असणार? x2, या x2 मधून जर हे x1 मायनस झालं, this x2 minus x1 is this distance. x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1 will be this distance. So in this triangle, this distance will be x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1. Suppose this point is A, this point is B, and this point is C. So here in this triangle A, B, and C. Now tell me, this point A is at a distance y1 above the x-axis. x मध्ये किती आहे x1 आणि y मध्ये किती आहे y1. That means here this height is y1. So that we call this point as x1 comma y1. इकडे x1 जाऊया, इकडे y1 जाऊया. x1 comma y1. So x1 is the abscissa, y1 is the ordinate, and both combines becomes coordinate. So x1 comma y1. हा झाला x1 comma y1. Okay. Similarly, हा x2 आहे, इथं y2 आहे. That means this distance will become y2. That's why this point is having abscissa x2 and ordinate y2. Abscissa x2 and ordinate y2 combines coordinates x2 comma y2. Now tell me, if this distance is y2, this distance is y1, then between these 2 points B and C, the remaining distance will be y2 minus y1. एवढ्या y2 मधून जर y1 minus झालं, so it will be y2 minus y1. That's why this distance B to C is y2 minus y1. All this you have studied during distance formula in coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry मध्ये तुम्ही बघितलं आहे 10th class. This is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, and then you have find out the distance between point A and B by Pythagoras theorem. Square of AC plus square of base BC under root. That is x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square and complete under root. Or inside the root x2 minus x1 the square plus y2 minus y1 the square. This is the distance formula by Pythagoras theorem. हे तुम्ही बघितलं. And त्या proof साठी, for the proof of distance formula, this much you have done in 10th class. ठीक है, ये तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. मग आता आपण बघूया, if this is x2 minus x1, this is y2 minus y1, and this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so what is tan theta? What is tan theta? It is perpendicular upon base, opposite upon adjacent, opposite to theta and adjacent to theta. 10th class trigonometry. Trigonometry का 10th class में होता है opposite to theta और perpendicular upon base और opposite upon adjacent, opposite to theta and adjacent to theta, and हाँ क्या है hypotenuse है. So we can write y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So this is slope, that is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay. Now I will tell you what is delta. Delta is change. It represents change. And small delta is also instantaneous change. Instantaneous change. What is mean by change and instantaneous change? For example, see, आज तुमचं वजन, if your mass is 60 kg today, and after 2 months, during lockdown, suppose if you are at home, so no sports, no physical education activity, so your weight mass increases to 80 kg. So the time interval is greater. Time interval is 2 months. So what is the change? 20 kg, because today your weight is 60 kg and after 2 months it is 80 kg, and time interval is also big, large. So during the 2 months your mass is increased by 20 kg. कसं find केलं? Final minus initial, and final is 80 kg and initial is 60 kg. So 80 minus 60 will be 20 kg. Okay. But what is instantaneous? Instantaneous means, see, now at this instant you are weighing 60 kg before lunch, and suddenly you have your lunch. After the lunch, your mass increases to 61 kg. 1 kg food you have taken. So after before the lunch and after the lunch. So during this process, the time interval is very less. Within a small instant, your mass is increased by a fraction. So that change is called instantaneous change. So both represents change, but this is change for larger interval of time, and this change for small interval of time. Okay. So when del operates to any function, suppose it is x, then it will be x final minus x initial. X final minus x initial, or you can say x2 minus x1. X2 minus x1. So see here it is y2 minus y1. That means final y minus initial y. Final ordinate minus initial ordinate. So we can write it as delta y. It is change in y. What is x2 minus x1? Final abscissa minus initial abscissa. So final minus initial, again it is change. So we can write it as change in x. Suppose also if this distance is not so large, suppose A and B are nearby points. So we can write here delta y upon del y upon del x. Del y upon del x. Understood? So this is formula for slope in coordinate geometry. Slope of a line when 2 points are given. Slope of a line when 2 points are given. When an angle is given, the slope is tan theta. Okay. Ha theta and ha theta का निकला corresponding angles. See, when these two lines are parallel, equal triangle. When these two lines are parallel, if this angle is theta, this angle will be theta. Corresponding angles. Okay. Now, if angle is given, the slope will be tan theta. To find the slope of a line, if 2 points, coordinates of 2 points are given, then the slope will be y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. And y2 minus y1, final ordinate minus initial ordinate, final y minus initial y, it will be change in y. Change. At 60 kg, after some time 80 kg असेल, how to find change? 80 minus 60, final minus initial. That is change. x2 minus x1, change in x. If the difference between y is greater, then we can use triangle, that is delta. And if the change is instantaneous, with that is small amount of change, then we can use that. Both are same. Now here the question arises, what is delta y by delta x? That means change in y with respect to change in x. Change in y with respect to change in x. Suppose change in y is greater with respect to change in x. What will happen? Let's see. इथं बघा y increases rapidly and here y increases slowly. So for this much amount of change in x, y increases only this much. Okay, बोर्ड वरचं व्हॅल्यू घेत चला. आणि इथं small change in x but large change in y. Here also small change in x, large change in y. Here large change in x but small change in y. म्हणजे if y increases rapidly, that means we can say slope is greater. ठीक आहे, एखादा रोड असेल आपण म्हणतो स्लोप आहे, ठीक आहे. स्लोप कधी जास्त असतो जेव्हा y मोठा असतो. इफ y इज ग्रेटर स्लोप इज ग्रेटर. इफ y इज लेस then slope will be less. See here. Now tell me, this is y1, this is y2, this is x1, this is x2. This y is greater, y2 is greater than y1, hence slope is greater. And x2, x1 is greater than x1 is greater than x2, hence slope is less. हा slope काय steeper है, steep है. ओके, हा काय आहे सायलेंट आहे. तुम्ही इथं बसलात तर लवकर खाली येणार की इथं बसलात तर लवकर खाली येणार? इथं बसलात तर ऑब्वियसली that means this slope is greater. So change in y with respect to change in x, and this is called differentiation. Okay, rate of change of y with respect to rate of change of x. So this is the basic definition of differentiation. ठीक है, डिफरन्शिएशन लाच आपण म्हणतो डेरिवेटिव्ह. And this is the part of mathematics, but very essential for physics and chemistry. Okay, very essential. खूप महत्वाचं आहे. Student, in between, please pause the video and write everything. Even though you are not a mathematics student, still differentiation or derivative. ठीक है, so याचे सिंबल कसे म्हणू शकतो? Suppose y is equal to f of x is a function, then differentiation of y with respect to f is x is dy by dx or y dash or f dash of x. All are same. हे सगळं सेम आहे. y dash म्हणजेच y चं डिफरन्शिएशन, f of x म्हणजेच f dash of x याचं डिफरन्शिएशन, आणि डिफरन्शिएशन of y is d by dx. Operator is then d by dx. Suppose d by dx applies to anything, that means differentiation. That means here see d by dx of y. d by dx of y म्हणजेच dy by dx. So that means differentiation of y with respect to x is y dash. Differentiation of y with respect to x is y dash. Okay. सध्या till now इतकं लिहून घ्या, हे symbols आहेत. पण when I will take example, then it will be clear to you. So till now just write this. Differentiation of y with respect to x. So del by d by dx is the operator. हा सिंबल आहे, हा कधी ब्रेक होणार नाही. इथला d आणि इथला d कॅन्सल होणार नाही. दिस इज अ सिंगल टर्म. हा dd कॅन्सल होणार नाही. दिस इज अ सिंगल टर्म. दिस इज ऑपरेटर. सो del y by dx असं dd कॅन्सल करू नका. ठीक आहे, del y by dx that means differentiation of y, and it is y dash. Now we'll see first one. Differentiation of polynomial functions. Differentiation of polynomial functions. So which are the polynomial functions? आपण बघितलं होतं f of x is equal to x to the power n. x to the power n. Okay, variable to the power constant. Variable to the power constant is polynomial function. So how to differentiate it? So differentiation d by dx कुणाचं x to the power n. ओके, आताच मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं d by dx is operator. ठीक आहे ना? So differentiation of x to the power n. कसं करायचं differentiation बघा. Take the power in the numerator. Take the power in the numerator. Same like alpha rule. अल्फा रूल मध्ये काय करत होतो तुम्ही, लॉग मध्ये इंडेक्स power of index of the log can be taken in the numerator, but here after taking the power in the numerator reduce the power by 1. In case of log, see, log index to the power alpha base b, here we have written alpha in the numerator, log index base b. Okay, this alpha we have taken in the numerator, but here the difference is take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. The power 1 में कमी करा. So for example, so this is differentiation of polynomial function. So for example, differentiation of x to the power 7. Differentiation of x to the power 7, it will be 7x to the power 6. 7x to the power 6. Differentiation of x to the power 68. इधर काय केलं बघा मी, take the power in the numerator 7, here 7 minus 1 n minus 1, ठीक है, काय होईल 7x to the power 7 minus 1 6. इधर 68 आहे, take the power in the numerator 68 x to the power 68 minus 1, it will be 68 x to the power 67. 68 x to the power 67. Okay, suppose d by dx of x to the power 3. Got it? Take this power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. So 3x square. हाँ 3 खाली आला and 3 minus 1 it will be 2. Okay, easy है ना? So see, suppose x to the power 4 is there. That means differentiation of x to the power 4 is 4x cubed. Take this 4 in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. So 4x cubed. Differentiation of x cube आत्ताच बघितलं आपण. Take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. So it will be 3x square. Power 1 में कमी झालेली आहे. Now differentiation of x square. x square से क्या होणार आहे? Take this 2 in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. So 2 minus 1, it will be 1. That means it is 2x. X to the power 1, it will be x only. Suppose differentiation of x. Now tell me, what is the power of x? If nothing is there, that means power of x is 1. Only x is there. If only x is there, power of 1 x is 1. इथं पण बघा ना, इथं 1 आहे तर आपण इथं काय पॉवर दिली आहे. So इथं काय नाही म्हणजे पॉवर 1 आहे. So we can write here d by dx of x to the power 1 असं लिहू शकतो की नाही. मग आता काय होईल, हा 1 खाली येईल, 1 x to the power 1 minus 1. Okay, 1 x to the power 1 minus 1 means 0, and anything to the power 0 it will be 1. Anything to the power 0 it will be 1. Here 1 1 and 1 into 1 it will be 1. समझ गए? Then last thing, differentiation of suppose 3. So 3 is a constant number. Okay. Now here nothing is there. That means I can write here 3 into 1. काय नाही आहे, मी काय लिहिलं 3 into 1. This 1 can be written as d by dx 3. In place of 1, I can write x to the power 0. 1 is there, that means x to the power 0. अजूनपर्यंत मी डिफरन्शिएशन केलेलं नाहीये. I haven't differentiated up to this. Now if I differentiate, when I take this 0 in the numerator, it will not become 30. If I take this 0 in the numerator, it will become 3 into 0. And 3 into 0 will be 0. So it will be 3 into 0, x to the power minus 1. 3 into 0, x to the power 0 minus 1. It will be minus 1. And anything multiplied by 0, it will be 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So इतना समझने सारखं होतं. Okay. So 1 second. So x to the power 4. Differentiation of quadruple function is cubic. Differentiation of cubic function is quadratic. Differentiation of quadratic function is linear. Linear means degree 1. Differentiation of linear function is constant. 1 is a constant. And differentiation of constant, as b is a constant, differentiation of constant is 0. So that is differentiation of power 4 function is power 3. Differentiation of power 3 function is power 2. Differentiation of power 2 will be power 1. Differentiation of power 1, ठीक है, x है only, that means power 1, degree 1. Differentiation is constant. And if constant is there, differentiation is 0. का 0 रहा? 3 is a constant. ये दोनों समझने सकते हैं. इधर बता फक्त x है, only x is there, that means x to the power 1. ठीक है? Only x, that means single x. Single x म्हणजे neither square nor cube. So x to the power 1. When this 1 comes to the numerator, the power will become 1 minus 1. Power becomes 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. ठीक है? So anything to the power 0. Anything, take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. So I have taken this 1 in the numerator and reduced the power by 1. That means 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, and anything to the power 0 is 1. So 1 into 1 will be 1. Now differentiation of constant. I have taken any arbitrary constant, that is 3. कोणता पण तुम्ही 5 घेऊ शकता, 7 घेऊ शकता, any arbitrary constant. So here I have taken 3. This one is constant. So constant 3 can be written as 3 into 1. If we multiply any equation by 1, if you multiply any equation by 1, its value will not change. If you add 0 to any equation, its value will not change. Let's see, a into 1, it will be a itself, and a plus 0, it will be a itself. So if you multiply any equation by 1, its value will not change. A into 1, it will be a itself, and a plus 0, it will be a itself. So if any equation is multiplied by 1, its value will not change, and if 0 is added to any equation, its value will not change. So here I have multiplied this 3 by 1. So 3 into 1, it will become 3 itself. This 1 I have written x to the power 0 because anything to the power 0 is 1. So in place of 1, I can write x to the power 0. Now up to this I haven't differentiated. Now if I differentiate here, when I take this 0 in the numerator, as per the rule, take the power in the numerator. So if I take this 0 in the numerator, then 3 into 0, it will become 0. So conclusion is that in differentiation, power reduces. Power 4 becomes power 3, power 3 becomes power 2, power 2 becomes power 1, power 1 becomes power 0. And if power is 0, then differentiation is absolute 0. If power is 0, if power is nahi hai, if x aayega, x nahi hai, only x असेल, single x असेल तर power 1, x square असेल तर power 2, x cube असेल तर power 3. But if x is not there, that means power is 0. And if power is 0, then differentiation is 0 because we are taking that power in the numerator. So if x is absent, if x is not present, that means its power is not present. Only single x is present, that means 1 power, 1 degree. If x is not present, that means it is not having any power. So when this 0 power, when it comes to the numerator, the differentiation will become 0. Okay. So remember again, differentiation of quadruple function is cubic, differentiation of cubic function is quadratic, differentiation of quadratic function is linear, differentiation of linear is constant, differentiation of constant is 0. Okay. Then we will do some few more examples. Write everything. Now, what is the differentiation of 1 upon x? What is the differentiation of 1 upon x? Now tell me, what is mean by 1 upon x? So we can write here, see, power of x is 1. Always remember, take this power and then first convert this function, take this function into the numerator. So it will become x to the power minus 1. मी अजून डिफरन्शिएशन केलेलं नाहीये, जस्ट इथं जो x होता त्याला मी वरती घेतलाय. Power of this x is 1. When it comes to numerator, it will become minus 1. Now differentiate. आता आपण differentiate. And once we differentiate any function, then d by dx will not appear. इथं d by dx आहे का यामध्ये? यामध्ये d by dx आहे का? यामध्ये d by dx आहे का? डिफरन्शिएशन कंप्लीट झाल्यानंतर d by dx राहणार नाही. इथं पण बघा, इथं d by dx आहे, इकडे आहे का? नाही. म्हणजे याचं डिफरन्शिएशन झाल्यानंतर इथं d by dx राहणार नाही. Once differentiation is completed, d by dx will not appear. Now इथं डिफरन्शिएशन अजून झालेलं नाहीये. आता डिफरन्शिएशन करूया. Take the power in the numerator, that means minus 1, and reduce the power by 1. So minus 1. या minus 1 मधून आणखी एक minus 1 काय झालंय? 1 minus झालंय. So minus 1 it will become minus 2. So minus x to the power minus 2. So the answer will become minus 1 upon x square. See, this minus 2, when it comes to denominator, it will become x square. This minus 2, when it comes to denominator, it will become x square plus 2. Yeah. What is the differentiation of 1 upon x cube? So इथं most of the student काय करतात बघा, इथं 3 आहे, तर सरांनी तर असं शिकवलंय की take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. So the answer will become 3x square. Or suppose question is like this, del by dx x to the power 4. So most of the students will write 1 upon 4x cube, and these are absolutely incorrect. Both are wrong. चुकीचे, ठीक है? Because when I differentiated polynomial function, the x should be in numerator. हा कुठे आहे? हा डिनॉमिनेटर ला आहे का? न्यूमरेटर ला. इथं बघा, हा x कुठे होता? डिनॉमिनेटर ला होता. त्याला मी कुठे दिला पहिल्यांदा? न्यूमरेटर ला. So first convert the given equation in polynomial form. याला वरती न्या. Before differentiating. So before differentiating, that means differentiation hasn't done. So del by dx will appear. तो तिथं असणार आहे कारण differentiation केलेला नाहीये. So x cube when it goes to numerator, it will become x to the power minus 3, because this 3 power 3 is positive in the denominator. It will become negative when it goes to numerator. When this 3 goes to numerator, it will become minus 3. Now differentiate. What will happen? Take the power in the numerator, minus 3, and x to the power minus 3 minus 1, and reduce the power by 1. Reduce the power by 1 means minus 3 minus 1, and it will become minus 3 x to the power minus 4. Minus 3 x to the power minus 4. Minus 3 minus 1 will be minus 4. Hence we can write it as minus 3 upon x to the power 4. Now, when minus 4 goes to denominator, x to the power minus 4, when it goes to denominator, the power will become plus, positive. Okay, so before differentiating, first convert the given equation into the pure polynomial. Take whatever in the denominator into the numerator. And the numerator मध्ये घेतलाय by applying opposite sign. इथं नेगेटिव्ह असेल तर वर केल्यानंतर पॉझिटिव्ह होईल. इथं पॉझिटिव्ह असेल तर वर केल्यानंतर निगेटिव्ह होईल. ठीक आहे. Then differentiate. Once you differentiate, then the d by dx sign will not appear. ठीक आहे ना. आणि differentiate करताना हा minus 3 आलेला आहे. Take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. ठीक है. Now next question, differentiation of root x. Differentiation of root x. Now it is d by dx. Now what is root x? Root x means x to the power half. Square root of x. Square root of x means x to the power half. X to the power half, so we can write up to this we haven't differentiated. Okay na? So now x to the power half, power is half, so take the power in the numerator. Now don't write d by dx because now we are differentiating. Up to this we haven't differentiated, so half and reduce the power by 1. Half minus 1. Half minus 1. So half minus 1 is minus half. Half minus 1 is minus half. So we can write half x to the power minus half. ज्याला तुम्हाला समजलं नसेल त्यांनी असं बघा, half minus 1. Now cross multiply, it will be 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 upon 2. 1 minus 2 minus 1 upon 2. 1 minus 2 is minus 1 upon 2. So minus half. So see, when it half, this half comes to numerator and reduce the power by 1, that means half minus 1, and half minus 1 is minus half. Okay. Now याच्या पुढे सिम्प्लिफाय करू शकतो. up to this differentiation is over. Differentiation झालेला आहे. तरी याच्या पुढे सिम्प्लिफाय करायचं असेल, this negative power will become positive when it goes to denominator. So we can write here 1 by 2 x to the power half. 1 by 2 x to the power half. And what is meant by x to the power half? बघा हा 2 कोणता आहे? हा वाला. इथं जो 2 आहे तो हा 2 आहे. Okay. Now when this goes to denominator, this minus sign will become plus. This minus half will become plus. And now x to the power half. X to the power half. This x to the power half. Okay. This x to the power half. That means root x. Root x. Okay. So this is the differentiation of root x. Root x means x to the power half. Power is half. When differentiate, what is the power rule? This is also called power rule. This is also known as power rule. Okay. So what is power rule? Take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. Take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. And after this, after taking the power half in the numerator, the power will become half minus 1 as per power rule. Half minus 1. Old power minus 1. So half minus 1 आपण बघितलं अर्ध्यामधून जर 1 मायनस झाला. Half minus 1. So cross multiply, it will become minus half. So when this minus half goes to denominator, it will become plus half, and anything to the power half, that is square root. So this is differentiation of polynomial functions. Then differentiation of trigonometric functions. Differentiation of trigonometric functions. So now make a chart and write all everything. Yeah, because all are necessary. I will not say write the necessary things. Everything is necessary. So d by dx, differentiation of sin x will be equal to cos x. How? You are going to see in mathematics. Now we are studying physics, and during these few lectures we are studying the mathematical tools which are very essential for physics and chemistry. So what is the proof behind it? Why the differentiation of sin x is cos x? I know the proof, but we have to cover the physics syllabus also. मला proof माहिती आहे, पण आपल्याला टाइम नाहीये. ठीक आहे, जे फिजिक्स शिकवायला टाइम दिला त्यामध्ये आपण मॅथमॅटिक्स शिकवतो थोडा वेळ, कारण का आपल्याला परत फिजिक्स आणि केमिस्ट्रीला खूप इझी पडणार आहे. याचे प्रूफ मॅथमॅटिक्स मध्ये तुम्ही पुढे जाऊन शिकणार आहात, पण सध्याचे नेसेसरी आहे ते बघा. जस्ट रिमेंबर, डिफरन्शिएशन ऑफ sin x is cos x. Differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. Okay, then differentiation of tan x is sec square x. Okay, now differentiation of cot x is minus cosec square x. Minus cosec square x. Then differentiation of sec x is equal to sec x into tan x. Sec x into tan x. And differentiation of cosec x is equal to minus cosec x into cot x. Okay, so these 6 derivatives are very essential. Differentiation of trigonometric functions. So write everything. See students, this is the first lecture of differentiation. During the second lecture, you should have total formulas which I have taught in first lecture, this lecture, in front of you. तुमच्या समोर हे सगळे फॉर्म्युले पुढे पाहिजेत सेकंड लेक्चर बघताना. So before seeing second lecture, which I am going to upload tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you should have total notes of first lecture of this lecture, differentiation, everything, every formula in front of you. कारण का त्याशिवाय तुम्हाला सेकंड लेक्चर समजणार नाही. So this is warning, this is suggestion, this is order or request. ठीक है? So differentiation of sin x is cos x, differentiation of cos x is minus sin x, differentiation of tan x is sec square x. आता हे लक्षात ठेवायला खूप इझी आहे. एक फॉर्म्युला प्लस आहे, एक फॉर्म्युला माइनस आहे. प्लस माइनस. सो ठीक आहे, एक फॉर्म्युला प्लस असतो, दुसरा फॉर्म्युला माइनस आहे. साइन आणि कॉस तुम्हाला माहिती आहे, साइन कॉस शिवाय ट्रिग्नोमेट्री नाहीये. साइन कॉस आर ब्रदर्स. Because you know in 10th class sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. So it is very easy trick to remember. हे 6 फॉर्म्युले आहेत. 6 फॉर्म्युलेमध्ये 3 जोडले आहेत. 3 pairs are there. 3 pairs of 2 trigonometric functions. So first two pairs belongs to the first formula. एक sin x है, cos x है. Out of that एक पॉझिटिव्ह पाहिजे, एक निगेटिव्ह पाहिजे. ठीक आहे, असं तुम्ही लक्षात ठेवू शकता. सो पहिलं रिलेशन काय होतं, sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. Second relation in 10th class, 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x. And next relation, 1 plus cot square x is equal to cos x square x. So रिलेशन पुन्हा पुन्हा मध्ये sin आणि cos मध्ये. सो sin आणि cos चे दोन पेअर बनतील, एक पॉझिटिव्ह आणि एक निगेटिव्ह, एक पॉझिटिव्ह आणि निगेटिव्ह. tan आणि sec मध्ये दोन रिलेशन बनतील, इथं tan चा इथं sec चा आहे, पण इथे एक्सेप्शनल आहे, दोन्हीचे पॉझिटिव्ह बनतील. आणि cot आणि cosec मध्ये एक रिलेशन मध्ये दोन रिलेशन बनतील आणि दोन्हीही निगेटिव्ह बनतील. ठीक आहे. सो जिथं पण c हा आहे, इथं बघा, इथं डिफरन्शिएशन ऑफ cos आहे तर निगेटिव्ह आहे, इथं cot इथं cosec. सो जिथे इथं c न सुरुवात आहे त्यांचे आन्सर्स निगेटिव्ह येतील. दिस इज द हिंट. जिथं जिथं c न सुरुवात आहे, डिफरन्शिएशन ऑफ एनी c, differentiation of any c, differentiation of any c is negative. Okay, so differentiation of sin is cos, because sin सोबत कोण आहे cos. Differentiation of sin x is cos x, differentiation of cos x is sin x minus sin x. Now इथं c आहे म्हणजे आता negative, very easy. ठीक है. Then differentiation of tan x is sec square x. Differentiation of tan x is sec square x. Hence next differentiation of cot x is minus cos square x. आता tan आणि sec मध्ये रिलेशन आहे, tan आणि sec मध्ये रिलेशन आहे. सो tan चं काय झालं sec square x, तर ऑब्वियसली cot चं कोण असणार आहे cos square x, कारण का tan इथं आहे cot इथं आहे, पण sec आहे sec ची जागी कोण आहे cosec आहे. So if differentiation of tan x is sec square x, then differentiation of cot x, tan चं sec square x येत असेल तर cot चं काय होणार cos square x. So if in place of tan x there will be cot x, then differentiation of sec square x, differentiation of cot x will be cos square x. पण इथं सुरुवात काय असेल, apply negative sign. In place of tan there is cot, hence in place of sec square here it will be cos square. But again एक हिंट सांगितली की differentiation of c आहे ना, hence apply negative sign. Here remember differentiation of sec x. Sec x चं रिलेशन कोणासोबत आहे, sec चं tan सोबत आहे. सो इतकं लक्षात ठेवा की sec x चं sec x tan x. हां, मग sec x च्या जागी जर cosec x चं बघितलं, कारण का टोटल 6 क्वांटिटीज आहेत ट्रिग्नोमेट्री मध्ये. कोणत्या कोणत्या 6 क्वांटिटीज आहेत, sin cos tan cosec sec cot. sin cos tan cot sec आणि उरला कोणता cosec. So in place of sec if I write cosec, in place of sec if I write cosec, then in place of tan will be taken by cot. So in place of sec if I write cosec, so sec च्या जागी कोण येणार cosec येणार आणि tan च्या जागी कोण येणार, in place of tan here it will be cot. Next thing, the differentiation of function starting from c. Hint आहे, असं काय युनिव्हर्सल रूल नाही आहे, एक हिंट सांगितली इथं c आहे तर त्याला निगेटिव्ह. ठीक आहे. सो ह्या काही हिंट आहे फक्त, असं कुठं तुम्ही वैश्विक सत्य नाहीये किंवा युनिव्हर्सल नाहीये. तुम्ही लक्षात ठेवा, डिफरन्शिएशन ऑफ प्रायमरी 6 प्रायमरी ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन्स. ठीक आहे. काय काय बघितलं ना, sin x चं cos x, cos x चं minus sin x, tan x चं sec square x आणि cot x चं minus cos square x, sec x चं sec x tan x, and differentiation of cosec x is minus cosec x cot x. Okay, by heart kara. For our second lecture of differentiation you should have all the notes, all the formulas written on the paper in front of you. Okay, now this is differentiation of trigonometric functions. Now the third differentiation of exponential functions. Differentiation of exponential functions. So which are the exponential functions? Differentiation of a to the power x. a is constant, constant to the power variable, constant to the power variable. So here it will be a to the power x log a to the power x log a. Now see student, this chapter belongs to calculus. So base is always e. Base is always e. Always remember, base is always e. And when base is always e, you can write this log a as ln a, or make a note, log index when base is not given or base is e, then it will be ln I. If ln I is there, ln I means that means log I base e, log I base e. So this chapter, differentiation integration, in first lecture itself, first lecture of logarithm, in that lecture I have told you differentiation integration, these two chapters belongs to calculus. And in calculus, when log appears and if base is not given, then the base is always e. So constant to the power variable is exponential function. So differentiation of a to the power x will be a to the power x log a. Okay. Example, differentiation of 7 to the power x. बघा x to the power 7 वेगळा आहे, याचा डिफरन्शिएशन काय होतं 7x to the power 6. This is polynomial function, powerful. Take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. Take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. This is polynomial function. Here it is opposite. See, variable to the power constant, and here constant to the power variable. This is exponential function. Now, in place of a there is 7. That means we can write 7 to the power x as it is. A to the power x, a to the power x. 7 to the power x, 7 to the power x as it is into log a. Into log a. Log a means in the base e as na. Nothing is mentioned in calculus. In calculus, base is e. ln a म्हणजे सुद्धा log a base e. So 7 to the power x, 7 to the power x, a to the power x. Differentiation of a to the power x is a to the power x log a. तो इथे काय ना 7 to the power x log 7 base e. Base e. Or you can write असंही लिहू शकता 7 to the power x ln 7. 7 to the power x ln 7. Obviously ln 7 means log 7 base e. ln 7 means log 7 base e. For example, differentiation of आपण घेऊया 75 to the power x. So it will become 75 to the power x multiplied by log 75 base e, or we can write 75 to the power x ln 75. ln ला घालू नका. What is meant by ln? ln of anything. ln म्हणजेच log. ln म्हणजेच log. असा log ज्याचा बेस किती आहे e आहे. ठीक आहे, असा log ज्याचा बेस e आहे. So 75 to the power x, differentiation of this will be 75 to the power x as it is into log 75 base e. So this is the differentiation of exponential function. यामध्ये आपण एक स्पेशल केस घेऊया. Special case, suppose differentiation of e to the power x, if this is the question. Now e is a constant, e is a Napier constant, and x is a variable. So constant to the power variable, that means it is exponential function. Here is an exponential function is there. Now if I differentiate this, what will happen? As per the rule, As per the rule, what will happen? See, e to the power x as it is, e to the power x as it is into log e base e. असं का झालं? इथं a आहे, इथं a आहे, इथं a आहे, इथं a आहे, बेस तर eच आहे. सो इथं बघा, इथं 7 आहे, इथं 7 आहे, इथं 7 आहे, बेस e. इथं 75, इथं 75, इथं 75, बेस e. नाउ इथं पण e e e बेस also e. नाउ इथं काय होणार आहे? Of this log, index and base. For this log, index and base both are same. And in case one of logarithm, I have told you, if index and base are equal, then number is equal to 1. The number is equal to 1. So when index and base are same, value of this log is 1. So what will be the answer? D by dx of e to the power x is equal to e to the power x itself. e to the power x चा डिफरन्शिएशन केलं तर व्हॅल्यू बदलणार नाही. सो मॅथमॅटिक्सच्या क्लासमध्ये एकदा टीचर चिडतात, एक जोक आहे आणि म्हणतात मैं तुम्हारा इंटीग्रेशन कर दूंगी, मैं तुम्हारा डिफरन्शिएशन कर दूंगी. मॅथमॅटिक्स टीचर असतात. तर मग स्टुडंट म्हणतो मैं e to the power x बन जाऊंगा. सो व्हाय? कारण का e to the power x जर डिफरन्शिएट केलं तर काही फरक नाही पडत, तो e to the power x होता, त्याच्यावरती काही फरक नाही. ठीक आहे. सो बाकी कुठल्याही फंक्शनचं तुम्ही डिफरन्शिएट केलं तर ते चेंज होतं. फॉर एक्झाम्पल इथं बघा, a to the power x चं डिफरन्शिएट केलं, इवन दो इथं a to the power x रिपीट अपीयर झालेलं आहे, स्टिल एक्स्ट्रा पण क्वांटिटी log a आणि log a base c. That means only a to the power x आहे का इथं? नाही. So some change occurs. So only e to the power x is a function. इथं x असला पाहिजे, only x, not x square 2x. तिथं काय येणार ते आपण थोडं बघू. But if only e to the power x is there, then its differentiation will be the function itself. तेच असणार आहे, e to the power x असणार आहे. So this is daughter case of this. This one is the parent case and this is the daughter case. कारण का इथं सुद्धा मी तुम्ही म्हणता असं इथं a to the power x आहे, इथं a to the power x आणि पुढे log a आहे, मग इथं log a लिहायला पाहिजे. e to the power x आहे, e to the power x आणि into log e लिहायला पाहिजे. log e should be there because इथं a to the power x, a to the power x into log a. हाँ, I have written log e, but this chapter belongs to calculus. calculus चा चॅप्टर असल्यामुळे बेस पण काय असणार e. जसं इथं आहे e आणि इथं e आहे, इथं e आहे. इंडेक्स एंड बेस आर सेम and when index and base are same, the value of log will be 1. Okay, that we have studied in the logarithm. That's why differentiation of e to the power x will be e to the power x itself. Okay, and okay, write everything. This special case also mention in your notes. Every example also write. And the last one, differentiation of logarithmic functions. Differentiation of logarithmic functions. So differentiation of log x, obviously base must be e. To differentiate log, the base must be e. If e is not there, then create e by base changing rule. तुम्हाला माहिती आहे, इथं जर तुम्हाला नको आहे तो बेस असेल आणि हवा आहे तो बेस आणायचा असेल, if base is undesired and you want desired base to the log, then which rule should be applied? That is base changing rule, change of base rule. So here the base must be e, and if not e, you have to create the base e by base changing rule. And differentiation of log something base e, but obvious है, differentiation of log something will be be 1 upon something. So differentiation of log x is 1 upon x. Differentiation of log x is 1 upon x. So these are very important differentiations. Okay, polynomial मध्ये आपण बघितलं power rule. X to the power n, take the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. Trigonometric मध्ये काय बघितलं आपण 6 फॉर्म्युला बघितले. हे पहिल्यांदा लॉगचं लिहून घ्या. This is of logarithmic functions. Okay. Here what we have studied, power rule, differentiation of x to the power n is equal to n x to the power n minus 1. Write the power in the numerator and reduce the power by 1. In trigonometry we have studied total 6 trigonometric functions: sin, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot. That's a differentiation. In case of exponential, we have studied differentiation of exponential function is exponential function as it is into log a. Base पर e आहे, but obvious. याचीच एक आपण स्पेशल केस बघितली. Differentiation of e to the power x will be e to the power x log e base e, obvious आहे हे 1 होणार. So differentiation of e to the power x is e to the power x itself, and differentiation of logarithmic function, differentiation of log x base तर eच असणार आहे, obviously e असणार आहे. So because this chapter belongs to calculus, so log x base e, so differentiation of log something will be 1 upon something, that is 1 upon x. So up to this we have studied today. Hope you are studying well. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you have any doubt, then directly contact me, call me, or you can message me on WhatsApp. Thank you very much. Keep studying. Bye.